There's another thing in the sky right now, Tony, and you tweeted a picture of this guy a little bit earlier. It's the infamous new meteor that was just discovered that you can see with your naked eye. I wanted to make sure I brought you back on camera when I said that so I could see the look on your face as I was lying to everyone.
So Comet C22 E3 ZTF. These are always mouthfuls.
Yeah, that rolls right off the tongue.
Doesn't it, though? Yeah, we don't give these cool names because, honestly, there's too many of them that come along. So let's pick apart the name real quick. C stands for Comet. The 2022 stands for the year when it was discovered. So you'll notice these last couple of comets of the century, if you will. And notice there's been several comets within that century. They've all been recently discovered. And you should learn something about it. Learn something from that. We're always watching the sky. We're always finding things that are new and are coming through our solar system. And the ZTF stands for the observatory which it was discovered at, which is down outside of San Diego. But the reason this one is exciting is because it is coming through our neck of the woods. It's coming through our part of the solar system, and it could be visible. Right now it is visible with a telescope. A friend of mine up in Durham took some great pictures of it a couple of weeks back. He had to open his camera lens for 17 minutes to get a picture of it. So that should tell you how dim this thing is. It is brightening. It reached it reached perihelion, its closest point to the sun, back on the 12th of this month. So, just about a week ago. And something exciting happened. If you could bring up that tweet again, this doesn't happen too very often. The sun actually poked a hole in the tail of this comet. What probably happened here is we've had a couple of what are called coronal mass ejections. And it's just basically the sun having it belches out plasma, it belches out solar wind. And this is all happening in 3 dimensions. So that could go anywhere in the solar system or any direction. It happened to go in the direction of this comet, and it was enough to kind of poke a hole there. The image that I've got there shows this particular comet. We've also seen this happen with previous comets where the coronal mass ejection will absolutely rip off the tail of the comet. So pretty interesting there. What a comet's tail is all that dust and debris that is being excited by the sun and spit out from that ice as it turns into gas and streams behind the comet. That can extend for millions of miles too.
Wow, yeah, I don't think I ever thought about the fact that its tail could be ripped off or damaged, and I just want to reiterate, and you said it there, but for anyone who only heard my part of the question, you will not be able to see this with your naked eye.
You will not be able to see this with your naked eye. The hope is that as it gets closer to Earth, this brightness in the sky is a function of a couple of things. Obviously, the amount of light that's being emitted or reflected in this case by the object. That's part of it, but also how close it is. And that's why the moon is so much brighter to us than, say, the planets that are so much bigger. It's because it's so much closer to us. The comet comes its closest to us in that first week of February. So we still have a little bit of brightening here, but in the next hour or two, this comet could break apart too. We just don't know. So if you're looking to see this comet, look in the northeast. It's up just above the Big Dipper right now. Don't expect to see a great big shining green light in the sky. This actually has kind of a small coma, or the glowing kind of head around the comet. So it's a little bit more difficult to see. You might, from a very dark sky site, be able to see it with a pair of binoculars. That might be a little much. Keep looking over the next couple of weeks and we might be able to catch it. I'm planning on going out the next really clear morning. You're going to want to be looking in the hours before sunrise, again in the northeast. The good news is this is a little bit higher in the sky. If you remember back to some of the comets that we had in previous years, the advice was to look really close to the horizon. So you had to find just the right site that had, nice low tree line. We don't have to worry about that this time, which is kind of great. But I'm planning on going out in the next couple of mornings and getting some pictures of it. We'll see what happens.
We will look for those on your very awesome Twitter account, which I'll just show people on screen again. If you haven't yet followed Tony on Twitter, that's a great place to do it.